So today is an annoying little issue on this 2014 Nissan Qashqai 1.5 DCI. So what you're going to see now is a clip of what's happening to it. So there you go, that's the fault we're getting. So red engine management light, we've got chassis control fault, we've got a system fault with the brake distance sensor and traction control. So it's lit up like a Christmas tree, but that is what we're going to sort. So you see, lit up like a Christmas tree, all the engine lights on, chassis control faults, loads and loads of stuff. I'm getting loads of codes for braking systems, chassis control faults, all that kind of stuff. However, what I know it to be through experience is, on these, it's not chassis control faults. I am going to go over and double check all the brake wiring, however, because we recently put discs and pads on it. Want to make sure none of that wiring is snagged or cut. But I've had a quick preliminary look and nothing looks out of place there. But I know it to be these exhaust flow sensors play up like crazy on these, and it's not actually the sensor itself, it's a blockage in the pipe. So what we've done, remove the engine cover, that's down there as you can see. And as you remove the engine cover standing at the front of the car, you're going to find this at the back left corner. Now all you do, it usually has a bracket on, which sits here like this and then has this retaining clip on. I've just removed those. That's just an 8mm nut on the back of that engine hanging bracket. And then there is a spring clip on the pipe. So you drop the spring clip away and then obviously wiggle and persuade, and then that sensor's going to come out. Now we can already see the end of that isn't looking great because it's obviously clogged up with exhaust soot and rubbish from the DPF and the exhaust system. So straight away the sensor could do with a little clean, which I'll give that a little clean anyway. But what we're going to do, this is where it gets tricky, and this is where you're going to need to spend a little bit of time. It's probably going to take you 30-40 minutes or so to work this down. You can use electrical cable or you can use welding wire like I have. I've just put the welding wire in a drill and I've twisted it up. So I've just doubled it over on itself, twisted it up, left a little loop in that end, and then all we're going to do is basically feed this down through this pipe. So what happens then is you'll work it down as far as you possibly can. Now, straight off the bottom of this rubber is a metal pipe. I don't know if you're getting close, Dan, if you can see it. There's a thin metal pipe off the bottom of it there. And obviously the pipe is that diameter pretty much all the way down. So it is tricky to work something like this down there because you go through one bend and then you straight onto another bend a couple of inches in. So you do have to kind of work at it and keep working it down. Like I say, it's probably going to take half hour, 40 minutes to sort of work it all the way down that pipe and push it through the soot blockage. Now, another option, depending on how bad your blockage is you could apply vacuum to this line as well. So I'm just going to pull this out and show you. I mean, already we've got soot on the end of that gathering, as you can see. So there's wet soot there immediately. So we know we're getting something out of that pipe. It's obviously blocked up something rotten. But the other option is you could take a vacuum brake bleeder, such as this one, and put an end on it like so. You can put that in the pipe. Now, as I understand it, these pipes shouldn't hold vacuum because they should be straight through to the exhaust. But as we can see, a couple of pumps, that's holding loads of vacuum, which means there's a blockage in there. So vacuum is dropping very slowly. So there's obviously just a fine pinhole in the blockage. But what I'm going to try and do is use a mixture of vacuum and shoving the wire down there to try and clear that blockage. Because effectively, as long as we can break through it, the heat from the exhaust should do the rest. But it's just one of those things you've got to be on top on. Annoying issue, however, it does happen. But it's better than having to replace really expensive sensors and really expensive radars. Always worth giving this a try first. So I'm going to press on for a little bit. Might bore you to tears to watch me try and shove a wire down there for half an hour. So we'll come back when I'm happy I've got down there and got it all cleaned out, and then we'll test it out and see if all the problems have gone away. Well, that turned out to be a total fucking waste of time, didn't it? All that effort for nothing. Because this one is just too blocked. So I've been at it for probably best part of an hour, maybe even longer. I've had compressed air down there, I've had vacuum on it to try and clear that blockage, and I've had this cable down there, and it just will not clear through that blockage. Getting loads of soot, don't get me wrong, but it's just, I think the blockage has gone in there and it's sort of sat for so long and it's built up and it's gone so hard that it just can't clear through. But it is what it is, you know, it's a 100,000 mile car, so I totally expected that this could happen. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to replace the pipe altogether. It's only a small pipe, it just drops down to the exhaust manifold and obviously just clips up to there. So the pipe's 20-30 quid off eBay, Amazon, so it's a cheap one, it'll get here quickly enough, and we're going to replace it instead. So that's what we're going to do. So, as always, if you found any value in it or you just like to see me suffer, smash that subscribe button for me, drop a comment below, and obviously like the video if you wouldn't mind. As always, we'll see you in the next one, but join us for that because it's going to be when we take the pipe off this and replace it and fix the problem altogether. So we'll see you in the next one.